New Zealand tsunami.
We've got the east coast of Cape Reinga to Whangarei, Matata to Tolaga Bay, including Takatani and the Portuguese. So that area has now extended. This is coming in right now.
See that?
So please keep your eye on that Civil Defence website.
5 of the deadliest natural disasters in U.S. history. One storm left an estimated 8,000 dead in its wake, while an epic flood carried human bodies some 350 miles away. Welcome back, FCT family. Mother Nature can be merciless. From the churning hurricanes of the Gulf Coast, to the trailer-tossing storms of Tornado Alley, to the ground-pounding quakes of California, the United States is no stranger to deadly natural disasters. Here are 5 of the worst natural disasters to wreak havoc on U.S. soil. Number 1. The Great Galveston Storm of 1900. Galveston, Texas sits on a narrow barrier island in the Gulf of Mexico, with a peak elevation of 8.7 feet above sea level. In 1900, Galveston was a gem of Texas, its biggest port city, home to millionaire mansions and some of the nation's first electric streetlights. All of that changed on September 8th, when an unnamed hurricane bearing 140-mile-per-hour winds slammed into the Gulf Coast, generating a 16-foot storm surge that nearly wiped the island and its 37 residents off the map. An estimated 6,000 to 8,000 people perished in the storm, the single deadliest in U.S. history. Among the harrowing details of the Galveston storm were trolley tracks ripped from their moorings and smashed through buildings like battering rams, a grand piano riding the crest of a 6-foot wave down Broadway, and an unrelenting wind that survivors described as 1,000 little devils shrieking and whistling. But the greatest single tragedy belongs to St. Mary's Orphans Asylum, where 93 children and 10 nuns took refuge in the girls' dormitory after the boys was lifted off its foundation and washed away by the pounding waves. In desperation, each of the sisters bound herself with clothesline to 8 to 10 children, and that's how most of their bodies were found. Only 3 of the orphans survived the storm. Number 2. The 1906 San Francisco earthquake and fire. On April 18, 1906, the residents of San Francisco were awoken with a jolt at 5:12 a.m. They had just enough time to get their bearings before the real shaking began. For nearly a minute, the Northern California city of 450,000 was rocked with a 7.9 magnitude earthquake that ripped a 296-mile fissure along the San Andreas Fault. But the quake, which leveled countless buildings and homes, was only the beginning of the nightmare. Hundreds of fires burned across the city, fueled by broken gas lines, and firefighters could only watch helplessly, their water supply drained by ruptured pipes. The fires
Modern you bunda no. Lad me bunda modern ya. No me. Visha. 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 Agam na